What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Rutherford, back at it again with a Tuesday video. Midday thoughts. And today, what I want to talk to you guys about, a little bit of, I was going to talk about something, I'm going to say that subject for tomorrow, but today I want to talk to a little bit about depression. And, depression is a big deal. My channel isn't that big yet. I'm probably going to revisit this topic one day when I have more subscribers, but I want to talk today about depression and just a little bit of ways on how to actually deal with depression, and just different ways and different things that actually bring it up, and different you might be doing something every single day that actually makes that happen and you don't even notice it. See, Erica? So I guess what I'm going to talk about is, the main thing. A lot of people are depressed because of their financial situation or their location. A lot of times people see or people think that someone who they feel they're better than is doing better than them financially, and they're really not. That's the case a lot of times. A lot of people, what they do is they just pretend that they're doing better financially than what they really are. And that's not even really the case. Most likely it's social media. That's probably one of the main things that happens. Because nowadays everybody wants to everybody wants to be better than the next person. So, they'll lie on social media about great things that are happening in their life that aren't really happening. They'll say that they just got the job that they wanted when they really didn't. They just want the attention of that. So, you look and see somebody just keeps getting, good things keep happening to that person, even though you know that they're a piece of shit. They're not a good person. Sometimes, it's really true. They really are like that, and nothing good is really happening to them. So you just have to be careful with that. My suggestion is to stay off of, I know it can be addictive, but sometimes you just have to really just avoid it in general. Because it can definitely make you more depressed. Instagram, you keep seeing people going on trips and things like that when they don't have a job or that they don't work as hard as you. That definitely can affect where the depression actually comes from. Another thing that can depress you is sometimes it's the person that you're living with. If you are in a relationship and you're not happy in that relationship, that can be depressing. It can be, and I'm not telling you I kind of am telling you that. If you're not happy with your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, you need to bring that to light. A lot of the time people don't do that, and people need to do that more often. Huh? No, I'm not. Have a good night, Miss Nina. No, I'm recording the video. But I'm at work. I'm on my lunch break. But so where was I at? Crap. Significant other. A lot of times that can depress you. You can be depressed just going home. People get caught up in the same routine. So instead of me saying the obvious, I guess that right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give some advice. And right now it is 5 o'clock. What's up? Have a good night. So right now instead of stating the obvious, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just give some advice. Um, Basically, when it comes to the social media issue, if that is like one of the issues, I would suggest that you stay off of social media or just limit it, and just mentally stop believing everything that you see. Before somebody posts a picture, they have time to prepare that picture. They have time to prepare that story. Talking about Snapchat too. I'm not on Snapchat, but they have time to prepare that story. A lot of times you think stuff is random. It's not random. Most people prepare what they put online. Sometimes people don't because they're stupid, but most people who are smart prepare what they post. Me, I didn't prepare this. I prepared this video. I didn't prepare the detail, because I just know exactly what I'm going to talk about, but I prepared a subject and then I'm going on with it. So when it comes to social media, a lot of people aren't really doing what you think they're doing. A lot of people lie. So when it comes to social media, limit the access. But don't get on it as much. Find something else. Find a hobby. Stop looking and stop worrying about other people's life, because your life is way more important than theirs. So, social media. When it comes to your relationship, and if you're depressed, or you want to just get out of that certain relationship, have a conversation. Have a conversation with your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Get the conversation going. Get that going, because it's so important. Communication is so important. If you communicate with your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or whatever, if you can communicate and you can figure out the problem, sometimes the problem is so simple. Sometimes the problem is simply talking more. So, a lot of times the female just wants the guy to acknowledge their presence more, want to acknowledge what they're saying. Let them know how intelligent they are. Let them know how you care for them, you need them. Guys sometimes need this too, from a woman. Sometimes they'll need to hear that. So just do that. And if you can fix that, then you'll feel a lot better. And hopefully that'll get rid of those issues as well, when it comes to you being depressed about your situation at home. And you want to know something? Sometimes it's not even your actual spouse, or, when you live with someone, you're on a basic routine. Everything gets real routine-like. Everything gets real basic. You know when you get off work at this time, such and so is going to be doing this at this time. They do it every single day. I would say try to switch it up. Instead of always coming home and getting on the computer right away, come home and talk to your significant other about their day. But actually care about it. Don't make it generic. Like, and how was your day? Be serious about it. Talk about your day first. You didn't see them all day. So when you get there, you should have a lot to talk about. Even if nothing happened today, something happened today. Like, this is a normal work day for me. When I get home, I'm gonna talk to my wife, and I can go into detail about this day. Even though nothing really happened, I can talk to her about a lot of things that happened today. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Because one of the things that I learned is, marriage is, and right now I transitioned to marriage about depression. I'm transitioning over to, you know what? I'm actually save that. I'm going to save that conversation. I'm going to save the marriage talks for later, because a lot of people aren't married. So I'm going to save that for later. But I'll go back to depression. A lot of times people think that nobody cares about them. That's never the case. A lot of times people just feel invisible, and it's not ever your fault. but it's normally just because the people around you don't know exactly how you feel. If they knew how you felt, they're not just going to change, just so you don't go into a deeper depression. They're going to, because people want you to know how much they care about you. So even if you are depressed, if you can just tell someone about it, they'll let you know that they care. And a lot of people care. You just have to realize exactly how much. It's hard to tell somebody that you're depressed about something, about a certain issue. And I don't know exactly what the issue you could be depressed about, but conversation helps so much. Talking about it, putting it out there helps so much. You'll be so surprised if you talk to somebody else. They're going through the same thing you are. I was depressed. I used to go through depression all the time. I still have real bad anxiety. That's why, I set goals. I set target goals. But sometimes when things don't go according to plan, or something surprise pops up, I'll get anxiety. I've prepared myself for it. I've prepared myself for surprises, but I still get anxiety. That still happens to me. I definitely would get depressed if certain things happened that I couldn't control, or if something crazy happened in my life. I definitely could still get depressed. I'm sitting down now. I'm a little tired. I'm out of shape. You guys know that already. But this is just for anything that you're actually going through. But most people are depressed because they feel not most people, but a lot of people are depressed because they feel like nobody loves them or nobody cares about them. That's definitely not the case. Or they're depressed because they can't get a better job. But you have to realize, if you want a better job, first off, you have to realize you might have a good job already. That's another thing. You might have a good job already. So you have to really look yourself in the mirror and just realize about what exactly is going on in your life at the moment. A lot of times people don't realize that they do have a good life, but they're too busy. They're too busy worried about the next person that they don't value exactly what they have themselves. There's people that have BMWs, Mercedes, mansions, and they're depressed because they still feel like it's not enough, or they have enough, but their debt and their bills leaves them at $0 all the time. But they have nice things, and they don't want to downgrade, even though downgrading would just make them a little bit more happier, and they don't even realize it. So there's different levels of depression. I don't know what depresses you guys. If you guys can just let me know, just tell me if it's a relationship thing or anything. I promise you I could give you advice, and I promise you I could talk to you or anything. If it's drugs, a lot of people turn to drugs. That's why I said it's good to have an addiction in my last video. That's good. Not drugs. If you get addicted to something else to replace that urge, to replace that good feeling, there's a lot of things that aren't drugs that make you feel good. A lot of things. So just let me know exactly what the issues are, and I'll definitely be glad to help you. I can help you through anything. Trust me. I've been through a lot in these 29 years of living, and I definitely can give great advice. But yeah, today I just want to talk about depression and just little ways to deal with it. Don't ever think about ending your situation, no matter how bad you think that it gets. There's always a way out. There's always a way to make things better, always. But that's pretty much it. That ends my video today. This is King Rutherford signing out. I appreciate you guys listening, and deuces.